this video, we'll go over the answers for an exercise called Graph a Circle from Miss Features on Khan Academy. This activity was assigned on week 1 of distance learning. The first question says, graph the circle which is centered at 4,6 and which has the point 2,6 on it. That means that this center of my circle must be 4 units to the right and 6 units up. And it has to intersect on 2,6. So the circle must touch this point right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my circle and pull it to the left to make sure that the circle touches the point 2,6. Second question. Graph the circle which is centered at 2, 0 and has a radius of 2.5 units. So I'm going to take the center of my circle, I'm going to move it over 2 units to the right, and it will stay on the x-axis because it doesn't move on the y-axis at all because it is an x-intercept. Now the problem wants the circle to have a radius of 2.5 units, meaning from the center of the circle to the actual circle itself, it must be 2.5 units away. Before I expand my circle, I just wanted to bring your attention to the scaling of my graph. If you look at how the graph is scaled, each gray line goes by 0.5. So this is 0.5, this is 1, this is 1.5, 2, 2.5, etc. So that means that from the center of my circle to the edge of the circle, it has to be 2.5 units away. So from 2 to 1, that is 1 unit away. This is 2 units away. And to make sure that I have 2.5 units, I'm only going to extend it to this gray line over here. Now checking this again, from here, from 2 to 1 is 1 unit. From 1 to 0 is another unit, and then from 0 to negative 0.5 will be 0.5 units. And that should be true for any direction you go because the radius stays consistent for any circle. Next question. Graph the circle which is centered at -3, -2, and which has the point -3, -9 on it. Again, we're going to move the center of our circle to make sure that it is centered at this point. So 3 units to the left and 2 units down. And for this problem, we have to make sure that the circle touches the point -3, -9. So that point is 3 units to the left and 9 units down. So I'm going to expand my circle to make sure that it touches -3, -9 right here. Now the last question for this exercise states, graph the circle which is centered at -5, 1 and has a radius of 4 units. So the center of my circle again is going to be moving on the x-axis 5 units to the left and on the y-axis 1 unit up. So that will be 5 to the left and 1 up right there. Now we got to make sure that the radius is 4 units. So from -5 to -4, right now this circle has a radius of 1 unit. So I'm going to extend it. That's 2 units. This is 3 units, and this is 4 units. And again, checking the circle, that should be the same in any direction. So if I count from the center of my circle to this part of the circle, it should still be 4 units as its radius. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing going downwards. 1, 2, 3, 4.